Hello, Twitch. Welcome. Glad to have you. little issue with one of my bots here. That's why I was a moment late there. Apparently my dinner command ain't working too well yet. Let me see if I can't fix that right off the bat here. It's still reloading. We give that a minute, we'll get our coffee going instead. My new toy. Got everything over here already. A little more versatile than the last one. Yeah, so we're a little short on that cup. Oh well, we'll just do a short cup. Welcome in, everyone. Hopefully everyone's having a lovely Sunday or Monday, depending on where you may be. We'll give that 20-30 seconds to hydrate. See what's going on back here. Are you working now? There we go. It's not really Dungeness crab season. I'm pretty sure it's not crawfish season either, although crawfish are farmed. Couldn't find crawfish, crayfish, pretty much any of the local spots. Even the dedicated seafood places here didn't have anything. Even the, brick of crawfish tails from China that are usually like, I don't know, I feel like they just don't have the texture or the flavor of, locally grown, raised. But either ways, we're going with Dungeness crab tonight because I couldn't find crawfish. Almost went with chicken. I was like, sort of want to do something different. I've done a bunch of chicken lately. I've done a bunch of beef and pork, and so a little bit of a seafood. But etouffee is a pretty generic term. I mean, it's just smothered. It's typically a somewhat of a tomato-like based dish. I'm gonna try and keep it more New Orleans Creole style. I'm gonna make sure and get a good dark roux going before we get going with everything else. Gonna use the Holy Trinity in there, which is your traditional onion, celery, and green pepper. I've got some clam juice, a couple bottles of clam juice I bought before. I used one of them up, I forget what, a couple weeks ago. Use the other one up tonight. We got some rice, gonna do a nice just simple rice. And gonna do a small batch of drop biscuits. I really loved how those biscuits came out when I did biscuits and gravy the other night. But I want to try and replicate, oh goodness, what is his name? Timothy Hollingsworth. The first notable chef de cuisine of the French Laundry. And his drop biscuits have a lot of black pepper in them. So we're going to be doing some heavy black pepper. I mean, that sort of goes Cajun, black and heavy spices. We're going to put a lot of pepper in these biscuits tonight. That's not what I wanted. That's what I wanted. Now I gotta find where the recipe is again in the mile-long page. So I'm going to be following his recipe for that. Everything else I'm just sort of freewheeling. We're going to start off by getting ourselves a good brew going for our Etouffee. And then we'll start in on adding our veggies in there and all that good jazz. Other recent news. I don't know if I fixed it or the bot, or I don't know what happened, but chocolate versus bacon seems to be operating properly again. Maybe it's just for today. Did some other minor refinements behind the scenes, stuff that you lovely folks would not notice. Just about there with this. Going backwards here. Got our orange lights for the season. And I have just described what I was doing for the etouffee sauce and then got distracted and went off and talking about everything else. So we'll have the roux, nice dark roux. We'll saute off all of our veggies. We'll add that into the mix. And we're going to add just a little bit of tomato paste. I'm not going to do a heavy tomato dish for dinner tonight, even though etouffee, eyelash or something there, is somewhat of a tomato, or it sort of varies. I sort of think of it as a pale red. Cheers, everyone. Hopefully everyone's having a great day. Oh. Got the stream readers going. This one could be a close one. We failed this one last time. So this is a retry. What are we going to get started with here tonight for our etouffee? I think we're going to get started with our roux. We're going to make a bit more roux than you would normally need just to thicken, because we're going to be using that roux partially as flavor. That's sort of the thing here. We're going to be getting some nuttiness out of our butter from having it cooked a longer time, and also from the flour having been properly cooked, maybe even slightly toasted. I'm doing butter and not oil, though. If you're doing oil, you can cheat. You can really cheat. Because with oil, you don't have to worry about the water in here or burning the milk fat solids in this. You can take oil and just boil it. Like, bring it up as hot as you are feeling safe to do it. It's oil. Don't start any fires. But you can bring it up to a full rolling boil. Add your flour in. Don't spread it all over the air. Don't create a fire. But it's like making an instant dark roux. Like, you'll have it dark roux in like 10-15 minutes compared to this, where I'm going to have to cook this for a while. Should have cut up that other half of the butter for my biscuits. Let's cube that up. That is about as low as it goes there. We're just melting that butter in the pan. I don't do a ton of Merlots, but I've been enjoying them lately. I'm not a typically... I'm typically Zinfandels and heavy cabs. Spice and tobacco and earth and leather. But I've been sort of enjoying the sort of like dark, heavy, jammy fruit of a Merlot too. It's sort of like the sweet parts of the wines that I enjoy without the bite. Bad for the blade. Never run your blade against the board. Like I just did there. It's hilarious. You see other people. I mean, I'm sure I do things that I don't realize I'm doing that I could do better. But it's always funny you watch, like recommendation on how to keep your knives sharp video or something like that, and they're doing stuff that's absolutely horrible for your blade in it. Ouch, Kip. I hate daylight savings. It's such a pain. I understand the original concept and the fact that it probably did save money when we were still building our electrical networks. But now, because we don't really have storage ability in our electric networks, I almost suspect it would be better if we got rid of it, because it would spread out our electricity use. It's one thing that I see I bring it up because I see a lot of people do it. A lot of people do it. I try my best to use this as much as possible for scooping. And that's because, if you think about it, everyone knows, or everyone's told, the most dulling thing you can do with your blade is cut paper with it. Running your knife against the grains of this board can't be too different. And I see a lot of people do it, even people that I know that have got sharp blades and care for their blade. Yeah. I try my best to do one of two things. I either try and lay my blade on the knife on the board and scoop what I'm doing onto my knife, which is a little bit scarier with your hand, or use something dull. The back works too. The back's great when it comes to that. I just don't like... I like keeping my knives this way as far as safety. I know where the blade is, sort of a thing. But if you're comfortable upside down, go at it. First battle here. I think we're going to do a killing field. It's so packed you can't even tell how we're doing, who's alive and who's dying. It's nice that the killing field worked. Everything came right into that circle. Woohoo! It did it! Entropy eking up those kills at the end, too. What? 60 of them between the two of us? Congrats, Kip and Entropy. That was a math. I think I'm going to do Monk this time. And we'll do the top. Same map, basically. There we go. Let's see how we do with this one. Okay, we got our butter melted back here. Let's get started with our actual brew here. Again, I'm not using a recipe here. This is just guesstimate on how much flour to butter I want. And we'll switch back to candlelight here on the colors so that you can properly see what's going on. To that one? Yeah. There we go. Not quite white. Got candlelight going here now. It's got a little yellow so that it matches the yellow from my under counter lights. Okay, we got this at sort of low searing temperature now. Yeah, we'll switch to a spatula because that works a little bit better for making sure we get it all scraped up here. This, like chocolate or hot caramel, you do not want to get this on you. Fat and carbohydrate. It's another one of those ones that just sticks to your skin and burns. There is no, you wipe it off and there's still a layer there. I'm hopefully going to do some of the cooking of this roux with carryover cooking. If you're doing a whole bunch of roux, like I went to a community college before I went to the Culinary Institute, and the community college I went to would do like big batches of roux and then just keep it in the fridge and then use it like beurre monté. In other words, you'd have a pre-cooked roux. You don't have to worry about the flour. This is something I wouldn't suggest for home, but if you're in industrial kitchen, it's not a horrible plan because you can use roux, which is a little bit better in the flavor department, and it allows you to have it cooked all the way through so that you don't have to worry about the flour flavor at all. Thank you, Miss Lisa Fish. Welcome in. Glad to see you. We're working on cooking a roux right now for our etouffee, which is why I'm talking roux. Although at the same time, if you're making enough roux for like a college or something like that, this is the wrong place to do this. Do this in the pan, in the oven, lowest setting your oven goes, and just cook it for hours. You can just, if you got a free oven, just forget about it. Starting to get a little color here. We definitely turned a little more general color of, say, I don't know, cappuccino-ish latte, but there's some darkness in there too. The reason why I keep stirring. Yeah, I was like, I wanted to do crawfish crayfish, but that wasn't a possibility. It really is not crabs. It's like the absolute worst time of year to do crab. Crab season. Dungeness crab season starts at like the end of next month. It's always up in the air around here whether it's going to be available fresh for Thanksgiving or not. Some years it is, some years it isn't. The last couple of years I don't think it has been. I guess the fishermen, they don't really have a union or anything like that. And turn the heat off there. And this is about a medium roux. This is a sandy roux here. This is not a dark roux. But I'm going to hold and pause and allow that to sort of cool down a little bit here for a moment. But they don't have a union, but apparently they just sort of have this agreement, sort of an understanding amongst the fishermen. And they go out fishing as a crew. Sort of the season may open, but if the boats aren't going out, you don't go out. And that's was very apparent within the last couple of years here. They had one year where they delayed everything, and people were annoyed they were delaying everything, but they were delaying because the prices they were being offered for crab to them wasn't profitable. Hey, Suki. Welcome in. Nice guest on the brazing. Alright, heat back on over here. Still pretty low. This is like a peanut butter color now, to me. This is about the lightest I would go for a colored roux, but we're gonna go darker than this. Stay. Hopefully everyone's having a lovely time. Almost tempted to add a little more flour to this. It's a little too runny for me. I did go, at least like 60-40 here. I did 4 volume-filled tablespoons of flour for, half a stick of butter. Hey, John the Painter. How you been? Glad to see your shining face in chat tonight. We're working on making etouffee tonight, starting with our roux. I'm going to allow that to continue to cook, and we're going to get started in with our veggies. Now we're sort of getting a dark peanut butter color. We're looking for like a... You can go even darker than what I'm planning to. But I'm thinking like a... More like a milk chocolate dark brown. Still a little further you can go. I'm not gonna blacken it. Nice. Yeah, it's good stuff. I'm a fan of most Creole Southern foods. A lot of them are very well. I mean, they're French based, so I mean, for the most part. Starting to get that popcorn smell going in the house now. That lovely roasted aroma. It's reminding me to close the door from my smoke alarm. Looking pretty good there, but still gonna go darker. Hey, they won the Bocuse d'Or this year. Grab too many at once here. Eyes bigger than my hands. Welcome, Raiders! Glad to have you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. What were we streaming tonight? Gittle Bass? Thank you for your rating. Glad to see you all. If you're not familiar, hello, I'm Jason. I cook 3 nights a week here on Twitch. Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. Tonight we're doing Etouffee. We've got a darkening roux on the stove here. We're starting to get there. Starting to get nice and dark. We're at the very beginnings of where I want this roux, but I'm going to still cook it a little bit longer. I'm working on the beginnings of my Holy Trinity by chopping up some green peppers here. So hopefully everyone's having a lovely evening. Nope, not cooking Dungeons and Dragons. Not sure of the reference there, other than there's plenty of Dungeons and Dragons here on Twitch. Not sure where there's an Etouffee in Dungeons and Dragons. Nice. We are starting to get a little bit of light smoke here. We're getting nice and dark. I think I'm going to cut the heat now and allow that to just coast. Let that finish cooking through on the side over here. Cast iron out for the veggies once we're there, but we got some more chopping to do first. Oh, Dungeness crab. No, Dungeness crab is Northern California breed of crab. It's named after a city in Washington. It's sort of San Francisco's claim to fame when it comes to crab. And we are in essentially the peak of off-season for it. What I have was very likely frozen for several months now. The season actually starts up at the end of next month. I wanted to do a crawfish etouffee. But was unable to find crawfish locally, which also probably is out of season, or at least raising season. Started cutting the green pepper because it's out on the counter. But it's not the first one we need to go into the pan with here. But we need our onion, our celery, and our green pepper, along with our garlic, all ready to go for when we're ready to start sauteing. So I gotta get chopping all of these. Cheers, folks. For anyone just joining in, also, we do have Stream Raiders going. We got another 8 minutes on this map. Onion. We got some baby onions tonight. Really is interesting how the smell of the roux sort of just develops over time. Like, it's moved on from being... It's almost got like more of a savory note to it. I don't know how to properly describe it.
Why did no one guess what that is? Whatever that is. Someone want to Google that? What the heck is that? Asapow. Okay, you're frustrating me, Skin. We're just peeling a layer of the onion off on you. Where's that emote from? I don't recognize that one. Stand up. That wasn't what I intended to do there. I still need to go through these. Got some well-aged celery here tonight to go with our Stream Raiders battle. I think we're going to go with haste here. We got a decent army in here. Proxing getting those kills. Entropy with the assists. Kip running away with the gold though. Entropy with a couple of scrolls. Boss. Which boss do we go for? Balrog or Balrog? Let's go for the top one. And I'm gonna put Barbarian out there. We'll see how we do here. Back to chopping. Let's start with that. Those are the last decent pieces off of this. Been using this knife more and more recently. Sort of getting habity using this for some reason. I don't know what it is. I've sort of, since I've owned it, I've gone in and out of using it. Sort of like some games that you play and come back to, or movies. This one, I keep swearing it off and coming back to it. So we got a bunch of hip-hop fans in the chat tonight. Anyone caught my tweet earlier or my post in Discord? Apparently Twitch says that people looking for hip-hop find me. I don't know if that says something about me or Twitch's discovery algorithms. Which, by the way, since that sort of, I brought Twitch up. If any one of you gets that offer to, you know, boost the stream, it's a horrible plan by Twitch. It's a money grab. Ask your viewers for exposure to pay for your exposure. Thank you, Kip. I appreciate that. I wasn't trying to fish for cash. Let's get rid of this. This whole bunch here, we'll chop this whole thing up. We'll get rid of the pretty flowers, though. Absolutely. And honestly, I'd much rather a stream grow by word of mouth than by having one or two key people that are willing to open their wallet. Garlic. Garlic. Try and get rid of most of the big loose skin here. Oh hey, it's time for me to get up and do something again. No, this is garlic smush. That was... well, I guess that's smush too. What we got going on there? That's black. I don't like that. We'll just ditch that whole clove. I think 4 cloves is a good start here. We're not trying to overpower John. Rinsing all the skins off with a knife. Alright, back to cooking again. We got our lovely dark roux. It's not, like I said, it's not black. I've seen black, but not burnt roux. You can go darker, but I'm going to be happy with that. I don't really know. It's one of those things that, like, I can do a black roux darker than you can, but I don't really see the huge advantage of going between this and, like, Vanta Black. I don't know what I mean, it's not that much flavor added in there by doing that. Little cooking oil in the pan. There's a little oil in the pan already from whatever I used it before, but oh, this might actually still have some of the pork goodness in there. That's what's in there. Flour off the counter. Oh, hey, I should probably get going into those biscuits here sometime too. Let's get our veggies in the pan and then we'll worry about that. Light smoke. Garlic in the pan. Yeah, this had the apples and the pork in it before. I can smell that. We don't have to worry about that because it's a hot pan. In with all of our onions. Make sure we get all that garlic up off of the bottom so it doesn't burn underneath those onions. And hit that with a heavy pinch of salt. Help start breaking down those onions. Low alpha steam. Ha 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 ha. Most of this color is just coming off of the pan. Most of this is not the onions cooking or the garlic cooking yet. But I'm done with my coffee. Ooh. I didn't mean to slam that. Apologize for that. It's time to open this bottle. Guess I'll do that on the board. I've been doing good with coffee lately. I've been 1 cup in the morning. Andy this last week or two. Doing pretty good with that. When I'm having to dive into the second one, it's either a rough day or my caffeine consumption's gone up too much. I say 1, but this is a 16-ounce pour. And I used to sell coffee. I used to sit at the farmer's market, 6 hours in the morning, hey, get some coffee. Let's go. We need some coffee. Now we're starting to get some nice actual cooking on the onions. Let's add our celery. Might that get in there? is what oil I used there for the onions and garlic has disappeared. We need a little bit more coating power here, so we actually cook that celery. I've already had this wine once this year. I was really happy with it. So happy that I decided to get a second bottle. It's still smelling yummy. Maybe needs to open up a little bit. That was quite sharp and acidic there. And once again, I've been very happy with all the Rodney Strongs that I've tried in the last year. Not an ad. Oops. Forgot to switch the screen there. The smell has opened up nicely, but all I got was like acid when I sipped on that initially. Oh, I missed a follower. Kinda wacky. Thank you for that follow. I apologize. I turned my alerts off due to bots. And lastly, our final component of the Holy Trinity, green pepper. Yep. And that's not even counting the 1, 2, 3, 4 bots I have running in my own room. 4? Let's see. Yeah, I think it's 4. The Streamlabs has been condensed down to essentially just where I write info into. A year and a half ago, Streamlabs was like 90% of what was going on in my stream. I went from using Slavs to OBS, and yeah, I'm down to using their chatbot, and their chatbot is really just doing some of my commands. Bot de Cuisine is Streamlabs chatbot. It's also another bot, though, too. It's sharing. Yeah. I like it because it allows me to do my dinner command like this. But I've also got that same dinner command on I think it's a 30-minute timer. And in that case, I have one bot typing dinner into chat so that the other one picks up and actually responds. The main reason that I still use the chatbot is because it does the multi-line response. It's the only one that I found that does a multi-line response like that without having to, like, write out, you know, X amount of commands for how many lines there are. Okay, now we're going to add some of our seasoning in here. Starting with the one many people should know in this chat. Essentially salt and what is the pepper? Cayenne. It's mostly salt and cayenne, but it is Creole seasoning. We're gonna go heavy with that. But that wasn't enough actual color, heat, and spice, so let's add some New Mexico chili. Or that was ancho. This is New Mexico. Little garlic powder on top of our fresh garlic. Give that a stir up here. Don't know how I got that on my hand. We're getting close here. We're getting down to last bubbles. I can tell that a lot of the moisture here is getting down to the very end, and it's about to start searing and cooking almost like it's a paste. If you ever essentially cook things down to caramelized onions and they start getting to that point where they're going to boil, we're pretty much at that point here. Or where they start searing, burning. Notice I skipped the salt there that time around because of the Creole seasoning salt. And since we are to that point, the next thing we need to add is a bit of tomato paste, because we want to get a bit of a cook on our tomato paste. Mix that in with the veggies and try and get a little bit of that cooking on the actual ham. How's chat doing? Yep, you're still there. Excuse me. I think the wine's opening up the senses there. Senses, sinuses. Or maybe it's all the spice in here too. That could be a possibility too. Okay, so I think this is going to be good here. Cut the heat on that. We're going to actually add that directly in with our roux over here. So we got that loveliness all hanging out in the roux. Still got this pan over here to deal with. We need some hot sauce here. I can't get to it. Can't get to it. Battle. Let's do battle first. I turned that pan off anyways. Okay, let's see here. I think I'm going with haste again. We're going to have to run around. I'm not quite sure how this map works, because I noticed, you know, they keep spawning mobs until the webs in the corners there, like, disappear, but I'm not sure what triggers the webs to disappear. Whether it's we get our units to 2 of them, or we destroy one of them, I don't think that... It looks like we went to that one, cleared it out, and then left. And then it cleared out later. Or died, or... "19 allies, there's just 28 enemies. We're looking strong here. We've lost some units, but... Yeah, we got this. No problem. No problem. Let's see if the archers wipe out the rest of this. Wipe them out one by one. Oh, we're getting too close. You got ranged people starting to tank now. That's not good. Victory. Who's gonna get the 50 gold here? Ivor helping us out with the kills. Truly Gator aid helping us out with those assists. Thank you, thank you. Entropy with the gold, Kip with the scroll. Roles reversed there this time. I guess Kip doesn't steal all the cash. And we got a new map to start. Ooh, which map path do we want to go here? We got a blue chest. We got a gold chest. I think I'd rather go for the gold chest myself. I think that gives people a better chance of actually building up their army. Skins are nice, but and back to our Centurion. I'm gonna put him down here. I should have put him over here. Oh well. So we'll start from over here and work our way into the circle. Alright, back to the stove here. We're actually going to deglaze this with hot sauce and water. So we'll take water. And a decent shake of hot sauce in there. Yeah, that's not going back tonight. That might just hang out on the dry shelf until the end of the month. Okay. And so that goes into our pan here. Give this all a good stir and shake up. And pour that deliciousness in there. Alright, so there is the starts of our etouffee. We got all of our depth here now. We got all of our flavor building. We got our deep dark roux. You could actually go and do a whole bunch of different dishes from this point. This is a whole bunch of Creole dishes right here. The start of a whole bunch of Creole dishes. Whether you're doing dirty rice, jambalaya, etouffee. All of these are all down the line. And it's very similar along with that, also with a lot of French food, also with a lot of curries. This is very similar to a lot of curries too. We're essentially just turning veggies into a paste and then using them to flavor our sauce. So and into this, we get to add a whole bunch of other flavor. We're going to start by adding a little bit of this clam juice to some of our liquid. This is a sealed bottle here. I mean, not only do we have a plastic heat seal or shrink wrap, but we've got a legit cap on this. They ain't no twist off. That's a bend me off. So that's the start of some of our seafood flavor in there. Okay, I'm pulling up a different recipe just to make sure. I don't trust this ratio. Okay. I've checked things back here. We're in a couple of bay leaves. You can see that roux is thickening this up a bit. And we're going to need to add a little bit more water to this. You could add chicken stock if you're doing a chicken one. If you got some seafood stock, or you got a bunch of shells around, do a 20-minute shell. Seafood stock has to be the simplest stock in the world. It takes nothing more than 30 minutes of boiling some bones or shells in some liquid. It is certainly not the same as chicken or beef stocks, where it takes hours and hours to break down cartilage into collagen. So we're going to add 2 cups of water in there. We'll see how we get with that. I don't want to seriously water it down, but and keep in mind this is both going to thicken and cook down a little bit while we're doing the rest of the stuff here. This is just simmering time now. It's got that beautiful like oil haze going on the top of it. If anyone's, soup fan here, it's got that perfect, like, oil haze going. Shoes still sound like they stick to the floor, and I mopped all the floors yesterday. Got out the bleach cleaner and did the floors. That was yesterday's fun. Okay, anything else do I want to add to you? Or are we living with this gorgeous mixture there? I think we're going to stay with that. We're going to be adding 12 ounces of pre-cleaned or pre-shelled crab meat into that after that simmers. I think it's time to work on some biscuits.
see what we got here as far as measuring everything out here. Okay. So we're right on target for that.
That's more than I wanted to make. I'm gonna follow it though. I'm judging by, we're using 2 cups of flour here. 2 cups of flour to me says this is too much bread for me. But we'll see what we get. Make sure we're not sticking here. Make sure it's not settling the bottom or anything.
Nope. It is doing lovely over there.
And we got our salt. How much black pepper are we putting in here? Yeah. I always want to turn this, and it always grinds better if you do it vertically. I think we're good there. I don't know if you're noticing this, like, rim of black pepper we got going with this. We got our butter set aside. Baking powder.
Oh, I forgot about baking powder.
I'm gonna turn the heat down on that. That's bubbling nicely, but we don't need that boiling like mad. We just want it cooking. All the steam is creating, no one can see what's going on there anyways. Teaspoon of the baking powder stuff. Thank you, sea salt. We'll wait on that. And we're going to cut our butter into this. Our pre-diced butter. Hey, Blue Moon. We have the start of our etouffee. There, that is our, essentially our etouffee minus the crab at this point. It's just simmering away. We got, I'll give you a close up there. We got our dark roux with Holy Trinity, so onion, celery,
green onion, the addition of garlic. Garlic is not a part of Holy Trinity, but often a good friend. Little tomato paste, seasonings. We got a whole bunch of Creole seasoning in there, which is mostly cayenne and salt, but a whole bunch of that in there. Got a little chili powder in there, and a couple of bay leaves. And that's just happily bubbling away. What did I do with my pastry cutter? Did I put it over here? I did. Why did I put my pastry cutter over there? Holy Trinity is very much a Southern / Creole or Cajun. Creole is fancy, Cajun is country style of cooking. And it is essentially what we call mirepoix or sofrito in other cultures, other than you're substituting out carrots for green peppers. Mirepoix is in basically everything French, sofrito and Italian, and this is just a minor tweak that they give it here in the Creole territory. Okay. Oh, no, that's broke now. I hid it back there. That's where he is. I hid it behind the water. Aloha, Peanut. Welcome to my little humble kitchen abode. How is life in Hawaii? Hawaii. It's so weird, like, the difference, like, sofrito is not a word for me, like, growing up in the culinary world. Sofrito is, like, a word that's, like, come into use for me in, like, the last 10, 20 years. 10 years. And now I come across lovely folks like you who haven't heard of mirepoix, but you've heard of sofrito. That's getting much tastier with a little bit of aeration. Mac and cheese. Yummy. Etouffee translates to smother. It's a very common. Crab is sort of me playing with it. It's not traditional. Traditionally, etouffee is either shrimp, crawfish, or chicken. Probably in that order. Probably see the most of them being shrimp, with lesser of the other two.
I'm cheating. Instead of using buttermilk, I'm going to use some buttermilk powder. Hey Miles, welcome in. Happy Sunday. We're making biscuits at the moment. Never really tried using this for cutting the liquid in. Thought I'd see how that turns out. Yeah, well, it's certainly not Dungeness crab season either. But, was actually hopeful that I could find some crawfish and couldn't do that. Didn't see any anywhere. So we're... Don't have to worry about that. Steel's welcome in. Just joining in chat's good enough for me. It has been a long time since I've had some soft-shell crab. That's some yumminess there. You don't really see soft-shell Dungeness. They don't harvest them for soft-shell that I know of. Their season starts here end of next month, so this is stuff that has most likely been frozen for quite some time. Okay, so now we got our biscuits. I don't know how I want to do these. These are drop biscuits, so they should just be spooned on a tray, but they're not usually all that pretty when you do them that way. Parchment. Let's try doing like balls here. Not hard packing them, just packing them enough that they stay together. Just trying to keep them all together. And we need some heat in that oven. We'll be cooking these at. Oh, I guess I gotta find that in this recipe. Okay, 400 degree oven. Which makes sense. We want to melt that butter quick. Loving the smell of this back behind me here. It's exactly what I think I was looking for. That one didn't hold together too well. No. I can never, it's not that I can't ever, but maybe I just don't like drop biscuits. I always think they're like a good plan, a good idea, and then I get them on the pan and they're this sort of sloppy mess, but it's sort of what they're supposed to be at the same time. They turn out all right. I've had sort of mixed results with making these type of biscuits too. I think that just looks gorgeous. I mean, it's one of those, it's brown, but it's a delicious brown. Yep, Kip. Doc and dough. If you're doing pastries or making a pie, or they dock pizzas too. Little buttermilk powder in with our half and half. We'll use that to brush the tops. Here's another one that I'm sort of like, about, is using milk for, I typically go for egg myself. Is brushing just to sort of moisten the tops a little bit and cut down on that loose flour on the very top of them so that it all caramelizes, get some nice color. Ain't just pale white biscuits. These are so weak they can't even handle the brushing now. They're falling apart just from me trying to put some liquid on them. I'm more dabbing it on top than I am like actually coating them. But yeah, I think I'm following anyone that's just joining in. I'm sort of trying to follow Timothy Hollingsworth biscuit recipe here for dropped biscuits, and it's not going great. That etouffee looks amazing to me, but these biscuits, yeah. Blue Moon. That is how I talk about most recipes. And I typically don't tell you what recipe I'm following because I sit here and complain about them. Let's give this battle a try. And we got a bit to run here, so we'll do haste. Who's got the one? This is a warrior down here. Who's got the warrior down here? Suki with the warrior. The one warrior in the right place because I didn't put mine in the right place. What is going on? It's waving a flag? I'm not sure what's going on there. Then it must be whatever this thing's doing to it is causing him to wave a flag. Oh, referee. That makes sense. I haven't seen referees before. Supposedly neutral. Stop players. They got so many different classes and characters in this game now. What's left? What happened there? What was that? That's no fun. We gotta try that again. We'll try it in the right direction this time, though. Oh, completely different map. Fun. Monk time. And I think I'm gonna put my monk right here. That's a rough one. Not sure what to use those characters for. That's scrambled. That is an interesting scramble. Oh, I was gonna look up that scramble we had a while back. What was that other weird word we had a long time ago? Let's see if I find it scrolling up here. There it is. Asopao. ASOPAO. I do not know what that word is. A soupy stew in Spanish. Make sure we're not stuck on the bottom at all here. No, we're just happily rolling along. Okay, 400 degree oven is hot, so we're gonna throw these in there. Give those probably 20 minutes. Let's see. I have to re-scroll down to this. 25 to 30 minutes. We're going to give them 20 and look at them. Has Blue Moon tried every combination yet? So we got our etouffee basically ready to roll. Just need to add our crab in there after that continues to simmer and be happy. And so we need some rice. Just happen to have some rice. Etouffee. We're doing plain, white, simple jasmine rice tonight. Or basmati rice tonight, not jasmine. Not getting complicated about it. No lime or lemon, just nice and simple as far as our rice tonight. No chicken stock in the cooking liquid, just rice and salt. Adding 1.5, 2 times for this rice. Weird. They change the ratio depending on how much you're cooking. We're doing 3 cups to our 2 cups of rice, so 1.5 ratio by volume. If only it could be 2 words. All the scrambles are 1 word.
we got our rice over here now. We'll add a hefty dose of salt. Give that a cover and add heat. Sparkarella, you gotta type !! Scramble if you want to join in and get sprinkle points. Otherwise, Blue Moon's gonna steal it from you. Sprinkles go towards giveaways in future, once we get to 1,000 followers, or for other events that I find worthy. I do $25 gift cards every now and then. Was actually, if anyone remembers who I gave a raid or a host to here the other night, he's working on scripting out stuff for what is essentially like a cryptocurrency, but it's essentially the same thing as what we're all doing with points in our rooms or in our streams. And the idea is his currency, or the people that are developing this currency, he's a part of it, but he's not the sole person behind it. Can be used in like Discord, your own chat, if you're on YouTube, if you're on OnlyFans, you want all your OnlyFans fans to donate. That you can use that currency across the board. It's like cross between a cryptocurrency and the in-chat currencies we do. Sort of a cool concept. Apparently, it also like changes in value and. Double check they're not lurking in my room as I'm talking about them. Sprinkles you get primarily from viewing. You can get 50 of them if you get here at the beginning of a stream. You get 50 of them if you want to trade some channel points for them once a day, or once a stream. And if anyone raids the stream, I give out as many sprinkles as they are raiders. So we're cooking rice. We got biscuits in the oven. Our etouffee is ready to go. I think I'm going to look through this crab and see if we got actual decent crab here to use. Can reuse this. Nope, close entropy there. I think that one goes to Nan Reader. And I'm just going to quick look for some shell pieces in here. Usually pretty good about this, but at the same time, I find with these pre-packed crab,
They get the vast majority of it, but usually there's like one piece in the whole can. And they average about one piece of, like, they'll miss one part of the shell. And I may or may not catch it here in this, but one last check through everything to see if we got anything crunchy in my fingers. There you go, Blue Moon. We got any new people addicted to New World? I actually bought it. I'm trying it out. I'm giving it a shot. I played it yesterday. Here's hoping I can get back in without a queue tomorrow. Or tonight. It's relatively brand new Blue Moon. It's sort of it's the game that everyone's trying to get world firsts in right now. You got people that are, I mean, it's been out like a week. You got people that are level 50. Yeah. Actually, I am enjoying it. But like, I've only got one day in. I've basically gotten to about 11, 12? 13? Something like that. Just going through the normal quest progression. And I'm actually getting to the point where the normal quest progression is sending you all over the place as like a time sink instead of actually getting XP. And so I think if I'm going to start XPing, I have to either get into crafting. I don't know the game that well yet. I mean, one day in. But I think from here I either start focusing on crafting or on doing a lot more killing. But it's going to take me a while to decide if it's really a game worth my interest longer term. And that also goes into the game itself. I mean, there's things that, like, it looks like they have hundreds, if not thousands, of servers right now. And you have the situation where you can only create a character on one server. Everyone wants to be on the big and popular servers. And so all the servers are all into queues once you've created your character. And, you know, I want to be on a good server. I have no idea if what server I chose was going to be a good one for the West Coast. Most of the people that I see on Twitch and would want to try and be on the same server as are all on the East Coast, really. So I'm worried that there's going to be a massive, like, server consolidation with this game. And
which server you consolidate it to. And that in and of itself could make or break the game. I think that looks like a decent amount of crab for that amount of etouffee liquid. I guess you can't see how deep that pan is, but that's... I think that's going to be nice. That there. But I can see myself enjoying the crafting side of it. I mean, I really want to sort of like adventure into the food and stuff that they got going in the game. But I'm going to have to get at least a couple more levels under my belt before I find out if it's if the overall game is worth... I mean, I haven't watched much of it either. I've watched some of it, but what I've seen of other high-level power levelers that are out there, it doesn't look that bad, but I haven't seen that much. I don't know if you're in chat or not right now, Devil Penguin, but to respond to you in Discord, an amuse bouche, or little chef's taste or a little bite would be the first thing that they send out to you. Absolute first thing. And the appetizer would obviously follow that. Occasionally you see people trying to call an amuse-bouche like a palate cleanser, and they'll sneak it in back further, but by definition, it's the first little thing there. It's like a spoonful or a small little bite, just a little, get your palate going and showing off who the chef, trying to say, ooh, I'm someone special, try this. No, I wasn't supposed to send that as a message to you. Give one last pump here to our Discord. It's looking like we're going to be doing tapioca pearls, or tapioca balls, on Wednesday. But still a possibility you could all rally and shoot for vinegar. But it looks like that's what's going to be coming up here on Wednesday.
trying to hear if something's coming through on stream or not. Is anyone hearing the very faint rattling sound in the background? Good. My fan that's blowing at me is rattling. Is on. I don't know why I gotta move one of the two, but I've got all my mason jars on the same shelf as the fan that's pointed towards me, and so got rattle going from the glasses. And I don't feel like searching out where it's rattling. Quick look at our biscuits. Yep, those look like a mess. Give those another 5 minutes. I wouldn't, well, I would probably say that it wouldn't be horrible, but it wouldn't be your best choice at the same time. Red wines like this, Merlot's going to be a little bit lighter, a little bit fruitier as far as red wines are concerned. It's not the lightest, but it's up there. And that's why I went with that, with seafood. We've got tomato going on here, so that's considerably heavier than just your typical seafood dish. Tomato adds a lot of heat, a lot of depth to seafood. And so that's maybe about the extent of where I'll go with the red. Yeah. I would probably, if I was choosing to go out and buy a wine for this dinner, I would probably go with a white. Or maybe even a zestier rosé. Like, you don't see them very often. You're not going to see a lot of these in the store. But I had a rosé of Zinfandel, and that had some punch to it as far as a rosé. That would probably do well with tonight's dinner. Or you could go the really light side. You could go like Sauvignon Blanc, where you're drinking like acidic fruit juice, acidic apple juice. It's so light, and they typically make it in stainless steel. That's something more I would probably pair with crab. Sangiovese, I don't know, I should look up the definition on Sangiovese as a wine, but my mind immediately goes to spice. Okay, it sounds like Sangiovese could be a wine that you might be okay with that. But it's one that is likely going to be put in a barrel that's going to give it a lot more spice and a bit more pepper and heat than I would probably want with seafood. So it would depend on who's making it. So the grape by itself sounds like it could be. Like it's got that range. But I wouldn't think most of them would. Yeah, that's all. Those are all heavier, meatier, denser flavors that you want that spice. You want something with some power to carry to go through them. I would not suggest that for seafood. But
at the same time, like I said, looking at the actual grape and where I look things up, it could be. Wild boar, it's just pork with some more gaminess to it. The fat's typically a bit more wild. Can be rancid or goes rancid easier, or gets off flavors easier. It's wild pig. At least in the U.S., the major distinction there that I think of in my mind, pig is something that was raised by a farm, by a ranch. A wild boar is something that was hunted. It was most likely killed off in the middle of Texas being a pest, because they outgrow themselves. They grow like rabbits. We're going to split the distance on his time of 25 to 30. We've done 25 now. I'm going to give it another 3 minutes. I could have pulled them out. They got some nice browning on top. I just decided to leave them in. Last minute, get units on the battlefield for Stream Raiders. Nice, penguin. If you don't mind me asking, where you headed? Where you're going? Where you're coming from? Where you're going? Moving's always fun. I think you said you were doing mac and cheese and quesadillas for a last dinner in the house, using up the last ingredients around town? Around the house? I'm thinking I've now probably got a major project on my hands. Because I got to redo my outdoor now. Now my neighbors dumped a bunch of rock. I got to figure out what I'm going to do with my half of the yard here. Or 30 to 40% of the yard. I want to reduce that a little bit more, so I'm going to turn the heat up on that just a tad so it starts boiling again. Staying in Tucson. Apartment with an office, that's nice. Parents working from home, that's a big plus. Pizza dough. Yeah, I'm making pizza dough in the next week here too. Because we got sausage pizza and angel hair, or what do you call it? Really light, fluffy cake. Why am I not remembering the name of this? But we're doing pizza next Sunday. So next Sunday. So next Friday I'll probably be making that dough. Allow it to sit and culture a little bit. Pizza dough is always better if you let it sit at least a night over. Don't have the greatest setup here for doing pizza. I've only done it 2 or 3 times now. 3 or 4 times. Just use a pizza stone in my normal kitchen, normal oven. Here's our biscuits. They're looking messy. Let's see how they look after I pull them away from the scraps.
Hey, we can probably turn that fan on too. Fan over the oven would probably help with that heat, wouldn't it? So, there's our drop biscuits. Timmy Hollingsworth style drop biscuits. Yeah, I think I'm going to stop trying to make drop biscuits. I'm just not a fan of drop biscuits. I mean, those are biscuits. I mean, you compare these to what I did the other night for the layered biscuits that I did with the gravy. These just don't compare. Hey, Obi. Welcome in. How you doing, Joy? Glad to see you. Nope, I'm completely fake. Let's do our Stream Raiders battle here. Thank you, Joy. I don't mind it myself. We've got our Etouffee minus the crab. For anyone just joining, we got our Etouffee already pretty much completed. Just simmering here on the stove. Just need to add our crab into that. Uh-oh. This ain't looking good. It's Sama versus all. Sama Entropy. Sama coming to the rescue. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Are we gonna win this or not? Entropy gonna save us? Wow. Entropy saving everyone. Yeah. Kills and assists. And gold. Well earned that round, though. Let's do one last battle tonight. And barbarian time. As usual, we're gonna block out the purple or pink section, which means you just wait for something to attack you. Want to be in the blue section. I want you folks out there killing stuff for me, not waiting for something to try and kill you. So you can feel free to go over here, or any of the blue sections there. Pull those bay leaves out. No, they've done their job. If I can find them. One more. That was garlic. Bay leaf, oh bay leaf.
Where art thou, Bayleaf? There you are. I immediately tried to spell ultimate with that. There's obviously no E. And there is an O. We have any weird words tonight that anyone else didn't know what they were? Everyone knowing what we got for scrambles tonight? Nice choice. Obe, no race this weekend. What are you doing with yourself? There's no Formula One. What are you gonna do? It's Sunday. There wasn't a race this morning. Stir fry? Is that what you're after? I like me some stir fry. I wish I had a proper wok hookup. That's like the one thing, like, of course I want a pizza oven. Like, everyone wants a pizza oven. But what I really want for my house is a proper, like, commercial wok setup. And first off, that's probably never going to happen, and I realize it's probably never going to happen because next to no homes have enough gas pipe to them in order to run one. But I would love to have a proper wok to do a proper stir fry at home. Well, I can make pretty much all of them, but it's going to be not the same. You just don't... You can't replicate that. I mean, the amount of heat that you have underneath a proper wok burner is ridiculous. It sears so quickly and so completely that unless you've actually used one, you probably don't really realize the difference of how. I mean, you turn on a wok, you use your knee to turn it on most of the time. Just turning it on, you can feel it just standing there. It's just like a wave of heat. It is so hot. It's like I was watching another streamer try to replicate naan bread at home. Naan bread, that's another one of those things, a tandoori oven. You cannot replicate a tandoori oven at home. There's no way you're replicating that. You're talking about an oven that gets to 900 degrees. Where you literally take, when you cook naan bread, you literally just take it and stick it to the inside of the wall. You have it's like a normal bread dough, but the moisture in that bread dough is enough that it literally sticks to the wall of the oven. And when you put that into the oven, you are first moving as quick as you possibly can as a cook to get that in there and back out. And even then, when you pull your arm back out, you're missing some hair. Like, it literally burns out just jumping into that oven and back and forth. And they typically take like a towel or a pad, put the bread on the towel or pad, immediately throw it in there, come back out, and then they'll use a hook to remove it. They won't even put their hand in there a second time. It's that hot. And that's the same thing with woks. You just get this
extreme heat underneath that wok that you could never, unless you've used one in a proper commercial location, you don't realize the difference from what you have at home from what they're using. Moz, what we have here is a milk chocolatey dark roux that I then, in a separate pan, sauteed Holy Trinity and garlic. So sweet onions, celery, garlic, and green pepper. And did a pinçage of that, so we added some tomato paste and got a little bit of a cook on that tomato paste with those veggies. Put that into the pot and then deglazed the pan with a little bit of hot sauce and water. Toss that in there. And then we added a bunch of chili, bunch of cayenne or Cajun spice, which is a combination of cayenne and salt basically. And a bit more chili, a can or a bottle of oyster juice or a little seafood like stock flavor, and water. So that's what we've got going on here. And we're going to add that pile of crab that's sitting on my kitchen or on my cutting board into there sort of last minute. We don't really want to cook this that much. This has already been pasteurized, it's already been cooked. We just need to warm it up. We got our biscuits, which I'm about. I mean, they're biscuits, but they're messy. I think I'd much rather go back to other biscuits I made last week. And we got rice that's just chilling over here. It's probably well cooked at this point. Well, it's been staying warm on the stove. Cheddar Bay biscuits. I've tried those before. I've made those before. That's essentially the same thing as what I got here, with some cheddar and garlic powder in there. Grab ourselves a fork, since a fork is the proper method to flake our rice. Okay. So our rice is ready, waiting on us. Floofing it. Gotta floof the rice. Not to be confused with fluffing. I think now we're sort of waiting on Stream Raiders. The milk chicken you posted in Discord was interesting. They had all sorts of weird stuff in the 60s. Probably. That looks 60-ish. We get some new food pics in the Discord from Chris and Obe. Obe making a 14-day simple soup base. Starting with day 1 here. I guess he's talking a soup base 14-day stew going. That's my guess of what's going on here. And I'm not quite sure what Chris Alberti is posting here. That looks like some cake to me. And I'm not quite sure who Trace is. She joined into the Discord late last night and added all sorts of lovely things. We got Blondie with our fish dish. And there was apple cider night on Friday. But the milk chicken dish that Penguin's talking about is this here, which looks like chicken cooked with milk on top of it. I'm not quite sure what we got there. It looks like bananas or plantains on top, with milk poured over the top, and peas and carrots. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that this is a very badly, poorly interpreted Japanese or Jamaican dish done in the 60s. It's got a lot of the flavors, a lot of the food that you have there. They would do plantains instead of bananas. Yeah, I can see that as probably a very poorly translated Jamaican recipe. Yep, it's up there, Penguin. Now this is starting to look gorgeous. The thickness on this, we had that crab in there. That's just going to be happy. That's just going to be happy. Yule logs can be gorgeous. Now there's certainly some cake fails when it comes to them, but I have seen some gorgeous Yule logs. There's one actually I think I saw last year that doing mushrooms and all sorts of really fancy decoration work with it. I'm still in cooking mode. I keep looking back here like there's stuff I need to worry about. This is all off. I don't have to worry about any of that. Have you had yourself a Swiss roll cake? Or a roll cake of really any form? They're essentially the same thing. They're a roll cake that's cut with an angle so you can create a branch off of it. Designed to look like a log. It's designed to look like a piece of wood with a branch coming off of it. But is compared to that, and I mean, there isn't necessarily jelly in a Yule log, but other than that, it's roll cake. I don't know. I don't think I'm enjoying this as much as I did the last time I tried this Merlot, and it seems to have a little bit more of a bite at the beginning, and I don't remember that. I just remember this being jammy. And I'm not trying to say that it's bad, but it's different and not quite what I remembered. I mean, when a wine isn't... I don't finish a bottle when I'm not happy with the wine. I think I'm going to finish this bottle tonight.
It's looking almost like an Espanol sauce right now. It's got that color to it.
Not too far different either.
You're using a dark roux for that dark roux flavor. You're using Holy Trinity instead of Mirepoix. But otherwise, it's pretty much Espanol.
So what's new, everyone? What's new? People got new to report tonight. We got anyone wanting to try out that milk chicken recipe now? I'm not gonna try it. I'm not doing that one. I do have redemptions for more subs, but that isn't one of them. There's a couple of them out there that I found that are pretty. Let's see, someone else posted one. Where was it? In Food Picks? A couple weeks ago? I don't know. I don't see it there. I was joking about this on Twitter earlier tonight. This is apparently Twitch's stats for me. Yeah. 10% hip hop. We got that many hip hoppers here? Alright, we got 10 minutes here. Let's add our crab into our etouffee sauce, or our smothering sauce. There we go. That's all we need to do as far as warming that. Let's get ourselves a bowl. Let's fix ourselves some rice here. Alright. Rice in the center of our bowl. We need some green onion. I forgot to chop that, so we need to quick chop a little herbage. I didn't chop any of the herbs for this, really. We're getting a couple of herbs here.
thought I had.
Nope, that ain't it. Guess we're living with chives. Did I drop something?
That happens in kitchens.
Parsley gonna go into the etouffee, and the chives are gonna go on the top of the dish. That just disappeared in there.
Alright. So we got our dish
With the rice in the center. Let's add some of our
etouffee to this party.
Oh, come on, pull off. Suction to the plate. Last minute for units on Battlefield, on Stream Raiders. Last minute to get units on the field. And there we have our dinner, minus this being a dirty side bowl. There we go. Throw a couple of our drop biscuits down here. Thank you, Kip. Give everyone a little bit more of a close-up there. We got our crab etouffee with a big pile of rice. A couple of our biscuits to go with that. Give everyone a main view. Let's see if we can see this in the camera or not. It may just end up being a bit spilled. There we go. All sliding to one side. And let's do our last battle of the evening. I'm gonna do like we did last time, put Killing Field out here. See if we can't repeat that amazing fight we had to begin the stream with here. Another incredible fight here. Looks like we got this one. Don't want to speak too soon, but I think we got it. Victory! Victory! Entropy getting those assists. Kirby and Entropy getting the scroll and gold. Congrats. And we'll leave it there for tonight, because I'm going to go and enjoy this. This is looking good to me. So, one last run through things. Let's take a quick look here and refresh who we got online. Thank you all for joining me tonight. We do have Guide the Raid for channel points if anyone would like to have some say in where we're headed from here. Thank you all for joining me tonight. I'm very happy the way this came out with. I think this is going to be delicious tonight. A little less delicious about the biscuits. Wine was, like I said, I think it was a little bit better last time, but I'm going to finish the bottle. It's a good time. Let's see who's online tonight. See who we can say hello to. Okay. Well, that sounds interesting. Gonna raid someone that we've raided a couple of times in the past. Gonna send you off to hang out with Cupcake Dex, who is doing Petty Fours, but I believe, as with much in the stream, Pokemon? Yep, Pokemon. Pokemon Mouse Petty Fours. So, I hope you enjoy. If not, I hope to see you back here on Wednesday for most likely tapioca pearls as an ingredient challenge. Friday, I don't recall what we have coming up, but next Sunday we have homemade sausage pizza and Angel Foods cake, or Devil Foods cake. Really light, airy cake. I can't remember the proper term right now, proper name. Yeah. But that's what we're doing next Sunday. Thank you all for joining me. Hope to see you again. Good night.